So I have to tell you, I was in the Air Force in Okinawa, Japan for numerous years and found a love for Asian food. I really liked yakisoba. I really liked a lot of the spicier, like Thai chili dishes, the stir fries, the vegetables, the noodles. And then I was introduced to the pad Thai dish, and that was the end. So I cook a lot. I smoke meats. I've done a lot of cooking. I've had restaurants, but I've always failed when it came to making pad Thai. So I've decided to take a real serious stance on pad Thai, study it, and study tamarins and tamarind pulp and tamarind paste and the key to the sour and the sweet and the salty. And I finally found a recipe, I think, that really is easy enough for everybody to do, but it has unbelievably savory flavors. So I hope you enjoy watching this. I pre-soak my rice noodles. Rice noodles are they're like a glass noodle. They basically need to be soaked so they're like pliable. You know, you can see that they bend, and they're gonna be easy for like a fry. I've got scallions and lime and carrot pre-cut. I've got shrimp that's been peeled and deveined. It's just soaking in cold water. So I like to use peanut oil. About a quarter cup of peanut oil, coconut oil, any high heat oil works the best. Mise en place is a term used, I'm not exactly sure I'm pronouncing it perfectly, but it's a term used for organizing your table before you start cooking. I mean, make sure that you've got all your vegetables cut up, you've got all your ingredients in line, and you understand the process before you get into it. So we're heating the oil. Down goes the shrimp. This is a 21-25 shrimp. You don't want to cook shrimp long. By cooking the shrimp first, you get the flavor of the shrimp. kind of looking for the shrimp to turn pink. They kind of turn pink and they lose that like transparent color. They turn into like a pink and lightly cooked color. Now pad thai, it's known for, like, a lot of people use ketchup and shortcut with vinegars and that, but tamarind is the key to pad thai. It gives you that sour and like a tart note, and then palm sugar compensates for that tartness and that sourness. Again, getting all your ingredients cut up, your scallions, your lime, your carrots, getting all that in advance and getting all that, all the knife cuts done helps you like have a smooth transition. Now I like to lightly cook these shrimp. I really don't want to cook these shrimp out where they get kind of tough and hardened, because when you add it to the hot noodles and the dish, they tend to get like rubbery, and that's not what we're looking for. So I almost undercook the shrimp. So the shrimp are cut, and now we can start adding like the ingredients that we're gonna like cook leading into the noodles. So here I have dried shrimp I cut up and chopped up. I have a sweet relish that you all these items you can buy on Amazon, and I have peanuts. So again, I've pre-planned and pre-prepared these items, and made sure that I was prepared to start this dish. So the first thing I'm going to do is add the sweet radish and the shrimp, the dried shrimp, to the pan. So light level of heat. And I've got carrots and scallions. ASMR. But you can see this is like just a slow process of like introducing the ingredients one at a time, and again being prepared ahead of time to make sure that you're not like waiting to like add an ingredient that you didn't prepare for. So a little bit of lime, just a little bit, because I'm going to save most of this for the actual presentation, or the last second presentation of the dish. Like a medium heat is what I like. I'm going to add a little bit more peanut oil, again a high heat oil. You don't need to add any seasonings. You don't need to like add salt or pepper, because the sauce, this tamarind sauce, which I'll put in my video, the process. You build the sauce first, and then you refrigerate it, and you can keep it up for 2 or 3 months sealed. But that's the most complicated part: the tamarind, the fish sauce, the palm sugar. Pad Thai is a very complex dish. It really is. I mean, it's probably one of the most difficult dishes for me to ever learn, and I still have a long ways to go. And I don't like my vegetables really soft. I like them kind of al dente, so I don't really overdo it. I'm introducing, like, I haven't poured it in yet, but this is the tamarind sauce that I made ahead of time. Again, this is tamarind paste. It is fish sauce. It is palm sugar, white sugar. It's a little bit of a process, but it's fun. And once you make it, you don't have to make it every time. Just make a bulk and refrigerate it. So my carrots, my scallions are starting to look really good, and it's time for me to add the noodles. So I'm going to add the noodles. Now the noodles are rice noodles. They're not glass noodles. They're rice noodles. They are hearty. They just need soaking. And once they soak, then you can introduce them to the pan in the stir fry. Normally I would use my wok, but I'm in my cabin on Lake Superior in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and I don't have a wok here, and I don't have a gas fireplace. So what I'm doing is I'm going to add these noodles in, and they're very al dente. They've got to cook more. But I want them to be like that because when I add the sauce, the actual tamarind sauce, that's going to be absorbed in the noodle. I've also ground up peanuts because part of a pad thai dish is having like a ground peanut. Now a lot of these ingredients you can get on Amazon. You don't need to worry about finding a Oriental or Asian market to do this. You can find these ingredients right on Amazon, and some of the top ingredients. Like I don't sacrifice quality for price. I mean I'd rather pay a better price for a fish sauce and get a quality fish sauce. And when I buy the noodles, I don't buy cheap noodles. I like to buy like the better ingredients. I mean, you're starting with the ingredients. It's like when I did barbecue competitions, I always said, listen, you're only as good as the ingredients you're starting with. So, but it's easy to find. So now I'm going to add my pad thai sauce. Again, this is a pretty sophisticated sauce, but it's easy. You boil like 10 bulbs of garlic, 8 shallots, and like 12 to 15 Thai chili peppers. Now the chili peppers are going to be based on how much heat you want. You know, I seeded them, and it's easy. You cut them lengthwise with a over a sink with a pair of scissors. You shake the seeds out. You leave some seeds in if you want it to be hot. You put more in if you want it to be hot. I mean, but so you add that into like a cup of water, and you boil those ingredients, and then you add them to a tamarind pulp that you soften with boiled water. And again, I can show this to you. I mean, it's just a long process with to get the actual tamarind softened and that, and it's boring. I mean, but it's easy, and anybody can do it. You can see these noodles are starting start spreading out. They're starting to separate. They're starting to lose their the adhesiveness. But I like carrots in my pad thai. I like scallions a lot. So here's my pad thai sauce. About maybe a half a cup. And again, when I use this, I still have a lot left over, so I can make multiple batches. So the hard part is making the sauce. It's not really hard, but it's the part that takes the most time. So what you do is you bottle this and put it in the refrigerator for up to 3 months. Now I'm going to add the shrimp back in. And I'm just going to stir this around. Just keep it moving. Keep my heats like a medium. I'm going to squeeze a lime. You want that acid. You have the umami, you have the seasonings, you have the sweet, the savory. You just need to add a little bit of acid to brighten it up. Cut the richness, if you will. So I like to see, I don't like to add sauce according to a recipe. I like to look at it and see, what am I looking for? I'm looking for I'm looking for my noodles to really start absorbing. You see a lot of white noodles here, and it's not absorbing yet. So I like to play around with it and just stay on it with the heat. And you can do this with shrimp, beef, pork, chicken. I like chicken thighs, but for a change, I wanted to add shrimp. I really did. I'm going to add a little bit more of the pad thai sauce. Again, it's tamarind. I boil it down. I clarify it. I get a broth out of it. I add fish sauce. I add palm sugar for the sweetness. There's a sweet radish in there. Again, this is all pre-done. You can buy it on Amazon. Sweet radish is awesome. It really is. Now, when I buy pad thai from a great restaurant, my favorite restaurant, is Champa in Hendersonville, North Carolina. When I buy it, I like to buy it ahead of time. I really do. And I like when they pack it in this styrofoam container, and I'll bring it home, and I'll just contemplate eating it and just like enjoy the smells and the aroma, and it seems like when those noodles sit in that pad thai sauce with the tamarind and the fish oil and it's really, really incredibly savory. The fish sauce is crazy good, and I always spend the most money on the fish sauce. Don't try and shortcut on that. You can see where the noodles are getting soft now. They were just pre-soaked, and now the whole dish is like starting to come together. You can see the noodles like getting soft and incorporating all the flavors. I like to add a little bit of the peanut, just a little bit of peanut, while I'm cooking. It's not really something that I think is standard for cooking pad thai, but I like to cook some peanut in there. Sometimes I'm tempted to put peanut butter in it even, but that turns it like into more of an American dish, and I'm just going to stick with where I'm going right now. And I add a little bit of peanuts ground, save some for the last presentation, and then bean sprouts. Bean sprouts add like a freshness and a extra bite, good texture, good fresh flavor. You can get them fresh at in your produce section easily. And really, you can add whatever you want to this. I mean, you could add onions. I mean, I've got scallions in here. But it's already starting to smell like the takeout that I order. I recently had a great experience in Marquette, Michigan, in the Upper Peninsula. Thai House. Thai House makes a really good pad thai. Really good pad thai. And you can see where it's really looking nice. I mean, this is really starting to get. I don't know if you can see the colors, but it's really beautiful. And it's soft and soaked and just tons of flavor. A little bit more lime. And I actually throw the lime right in there afterwards. I like to add the rest of the peanuts. I'll take some photos of this. I'm not really good at the photography side of it, but I'm trying to get better at it. But it's just a great dish. It's just a very comforting, like an Asian comfort dish. I mean, it's just awesome. And I hope to get better and better at like making this. Like, again, this is one of the most difficult dishes I've ever made, but I've simplified it and I've studied it, and I really do believe that a lot of people could make this that actually like this dish. I mean, and not worry about like, is it too difficult or can I do it? Well, that's done. I'm going to take it off the heat and let it finish. I like it to sit. Again, when I buy pad thai, I always buy it ahead of time. And I like when it sits in the styrofoam tray and that. But this is looking a lot like what I buy. It really is. And I'm really happy with the smell and the aroma and what I can believe is going to be a very savory Thai dish. Very satisfying. Thanks for watching.